Solving multi-step equations. When solving an equation, you must first isolate the variable using inverse operations. Isolate means to get the variable by itself. When solving a two-step equation, the first thing that we will undo will be addition or subtraction. The second thing that we will do is the multiplication or division. Essentially, we are doing the order of operations in reverse because we have an unknown as part of the problem. So let's solve this equation and then we will check our work. I'm going to circle when a variable is part of another term. No. Solving multi-step equations. When solving an equation, you must first isolate the variable using inverse operations. To isolate something means we will get rid of everything else and get the variable all by itself. When solving a two-step equation, the first thing that we will undo is addition and subtraction. Depending on what we are given in the problem, those two things will be completed first. Secondly, we will then get rid of multiplication or addition or division. We will be doing the order of operations backwards in order to find the unknown number that is represented by the variable. All right, we're going to solve this equation and then check it to make sure we got the correct answer. I'm going to circle the whole term that includes the variable. I cannot break apart the coefficient and the variable until it is alone. I like to draw a line through the equal sign to make sure that you can easily see the left side from the right side. And I see that I have a plus 5 with the term that I have circled. Got to get rid of the addition first. The inverse operation of addition is subtraction. Therefore, to cancel out plus 5, I'm going to take minus 5. What I do to one side, I'm going to do to the other side. So this step needs to be identical. 5 minus 5 cancels out. That gives us 0. We are left with the term that I have circled. On the math on the right-hand side, 25 minus 5 is 20. And now we have a one-step equation. I have negative 4 times x. Opposite of multiplication is division. Therefore, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 4. I'm canceling out the negative sign and the number. We have to make sure that we cancel out both so that the variable is completely alone by itself. The math on the right-hand side, 20 divided by negative 4. Positive divided by negative is negative. 20 divided by 4 is 5. And you should check your work. We go back to the original problem. Negative 4x plus 5 is equal to 25. I am going to replace the x with the answer that we just got for x. So that's going to replace in there. I have negative 4 times x, but x is negative 5. So I'm going to take negative 4 times negative 5 plus 5. And we want to see, is that equal to 25? A negative times a negative is a positive number. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 plus 5 is 25. Therefore, I did get the correct answer. My answer checks out. If the equation contains like terms, the first thing you want to do is to combine those like terms. After we have combined all of our like terms, then we will solve the equation. In the example for number 5, I have a 3y and a 6y. They both have the same variable. Therefore, I can combine them. 3y plus 6y is 9y. I have 9 times y. To cancel out multiplication, we use division. We will divide each side by 9. That will get the variable alone. Y is all by itself. A negative divided by a positive is negative, and 27 divided by 9 is 3. We want to check our answer. Go back to the original problem just to make sure that you didn't do anything wrong with combining your like terms. I'm going to take this negative 3 that we got and replace it everywhere that I have a y. So I'm going to have negative 3 times y, which is, positive 3 times y, and y is negative 3, plus 6 times negative 3, and we want to determine, is that equal to negative 27? Positive times negative is negative. 3 times 3 is 9. Bring the plus sign down. A positive times a negative is negative. 6 times 3 is 18. Same sign. I keep the sign, and I add my two numbers together. I did get the correct answer. If the equation contains parentheses, the first thing we want to do is use the distributive property. We want to do that to get rid of the parentheses. And then the second thing we want to do is solve the equation. In this example, number 7, we want to take the negative 3, since it's on the outside, and multiply it by everything inside. I end up with negative 3 times 9a plus negative 3 times 2. And we want that to be equal to 129. Negative 3 times 9a is a negative 27a. A negative 3 times 6 is a negative 6. Now, when solving equations, it's not helpful to have two signs in a row. We want to get rid of this plus sign and just write this as negative 27a minus 6. The reason we can just get rid of the plus sign is we are reverting back to keep, change, change, but we're doing it in backwards. We're going to keep, change, change. So I'm going to change plus sign to minus sign, negative 6 to positive 6. I'm going to circle my term that has the variable. I can't do anything with that until that is all alone. I need to remove the minus 6, and the inverse of that is positive 6. I end up with negative 27a is equal to 135. Now I can break apart the multiplication. Opposite of multiplication is division, and I need to remember to cancel out the negative as well. I want the a to be completely alone. Cancel out the negative, cancel out the number. A will be equal to negative 5. We want to go and check our answer. Again, we go back to our original problem, negative 3 times the quantity of 9 times a plus 2. I'm going to replace a with negative 5. So 9 times negative 5 plus 2. Is that equal to 129? I'm going to follow the order of operations. I'm not going to use the distributive property. 9 times negative 5 is negative 45. Plus 2. Opposite signs we subtract and keep the sign of the number farther from 0. I have negative 3 times negative 43. A negative times a negative is a positive. And 3 times 43 is 129.